So welcome to Menon Thoughts, where technology, life and growth comes together with purpose. I'm Govin Menon, here to walk you through the challenges of your career and times of healing. So this particular video, this is not tech, this is not a tech video. This is more of a video on a current affair that is going on after the crash that happened on June 4th, 2025 and there were affair in their aircraft which is going to, I think, UK from Gujarat, right? I think why I'm saying I think it was going from Gujarat to UK, right? From India to UK. Multiple lives were lost, right? And families were shattered, dreams broken in an instant. At that time itself, when this crash happened, within hours, the headlines rushed in saying that it looks like a pilot error, likely cause, and all those things. It was fast, too fast, I think, at that time. But sanity prevailed at that time, and people started to actually take a step back and then start talking about no, it could be a aircraft malfunction and stuff like that. But I felt at that time and in that rush of the crash, the social media and especially our news channels, there are a lot of them, right? They rushed in to, I think, gain their TRPs or something. I felt something deeply human and human was forgotten. They need to understand before we judge, right? You can't expect that from the news medias now. I mean, I remember times when NDTV and Doordarshan and all these couple of other channels were non-biased channels, right? But now all news channels are nothing but, I would say, propaganda machines where you pay money, they will do whatever you want to, right? So here is what I felt the quick blame game started off with, right, at that time. It is a pattern that people have seen there, right? Disaster happens and soon after the narrative emerges with the planes, especially aircrafts, because there are huge corporates which are running the show behind, Boeing and Airbus. Obviously they have got a lot of money pumped into the political system, whether it is US and indirectly to the political systems in the world, right? The first thing was it was a human error. Second thing was it was the pilot error. Third thing was it was something like a sabotage. But people don't understand when they say it is a pilot error and all those things. If the pilot is not alive after that, it is about somebody who is not there to defend themselves, right? So that you can say whatever cock and bull story and then say, yes, this is what happened, right? But what if that was not the whole story, right? Because the narrative is set. You have said already, right? I mean, I was seeing this YouTube channel of pilot who is called Captain Steve. I really like the way he conducts his channel, right? I mean, in his way, right? I mean, I really liked him all this period. But today, when I saw his video, he was almost biased, right? I mean, he was almost biased, saying that it looks like it is a pilot error and period, nothing else, right? Just based on a report that has come out from the Indian government's first preliminary report, that is basically the first stage of the report, which says this is what we heard. They didn't even say this is the result of it. They have just said that this is what we heard in the cockpit voice recorder. Right, so just to add on to that, right, the report says that in the cockpit voice recorder, there was one scenario. I think it is after the plane had taken off, within 4 seconds or 5 seconds, I'm not very sure, but there was this voice from the captain, the pilot commanding, asking a question to the copilot, saying that why did you switch off? Why did you put that switches on off? Those switches they're referring to is basically the switches which keep the engine fuel on, right? Two switches, And from what I have seen, those switches are not that easy to actually, based upon whatever research I did, they're not that easy to switch off. It's not like a flip switch, right? It is a switch which you have to manually lift and bring it down, and within a period of 1 second both those switches have gone down. That is what they are saying, in that one, I think it is humanly impossible within a second to switch off two switches, lift, bring it down, lift, bring it down, right? This, if you see the step, for me without this switch is 1 second, more than 1 second, right? So and the narrative started building quickly, very quickly, in everywhere, saying that this particular thing the pilot flying has said, hence it should be the co-pilot who has manually pushed the switch down, right? Okay, now hear me out. Now this whole thing is being said based upon the factors that they have heard in the cockpit voice recorder, saying that this particular captain is asking a question to the co-pilot, saying that the switch has been pushed down, right? Fair enough. you have asked, you have made a judgment, right? But they are not adding on to that, saying that within the next 2 seconds, right, the co-pilot is also answering that no, I didn't touch the engine switch, or to effect of that, right? So why are you not considering that? Why are you not considering that the co-pilot is also saying that I didn't touch the switch, right? You are taking one side of the stand, saying that yes, this particular pilot, the commander has asked this question, hence it is true, right? So when that person who is the co-pilot, unfortunately he is also not alive, right, and cannot defend himself, he has said that he has not touched that switch, then you should take it on the face value, isn't it? Right? Now here is what worries and bothers me with this particular thing, right? Why I am putting this video out. The first thing that I am worried about is there are also reports in YouTube, right? Captain Steve itself has made that statement, and others have also made that statement, saying that Boeing is under investigation and was notified by a federal agency in US, saying that these engine start switches are faulty, right? Now when you say that, doesn't it also imply that there could be a possibility that this particular switches were faulty and hence they went into the off mode? Why are you blaming that person who is not alive for actually defending himself? Right? Now take a pause there, right? I mean, I'll take a pause there. Let it sink in. You have taken a particular statement and from the captain and said that, hey, yes, this switch actually is down. Hence, you are blaming the pilot or the co-pilot. But the co-pilot is also saying he has not touched it. And to support that, there is evidence saying that the federal agency has already said that Boeing's planes have got this problem. So why are you blaming that person? Isn't it, right? When you are making a statement in public, especially in a channel like a YouTube channel where people are actually seeing these particular videos and are going through these videos, a person like, let's say, Captain Steve has to be more responsible on that and say that, you know what, I think this is what is happening, right? And it is my opinion that it could be a pilot error. Right? It is my opinion, not saying and going and saying that no, it has to. There's a statement in his video. He says that there is no way it cannot be a human error. It has to be a human error. It is a damn mechanical switch. It can have problems. It can fail. You are just taking a voice recorder and then you are analyzing it and saying it, right? So I feel this is what is happening at the background. I mean, I might be wrong on this, but this is what I feel. There is an ongoing, or I think it was a report which was published previously by a federal probe, regulatory questions and whistleblower alerts about Boeing that this particular plane the make of this particular plane has got problems, right? So why are you not looking at it? When a mechanical system fails and humans are blamed for that, what we are really witnessing is a cover up in a slow motion, and that is what is happening. They are slowly, steadily covering it up and putting it on the pilot and saying, no, Boeing is not to be blamed because it is bloody money at the end of it. Money is what they would actually make, because if it comes out that Boeing did this, their reputation is gone, and they might even have to go back and fix all these planes, which is expensive. So just because you want to make money and make sure your money is not wasted of a corporate, you are putting a person's career and integrity at stake. A person who is no more in this world. Let it sink in again. Just because Boeing thinks that they will lose money and they want to do a cover up, they are putting the blame on a pilot. Do you know what it will impact for that particular person and his family? His parents will be devastated, saying that, people will say that to them, saying that your kid made a mistake. I don't know whether that particular co-pilot is married and had kids and all. Their family will be taunted. They will not get their benefits from Air India or from insurance companies, saying that this was actually a suicidal thing or whatever it is, right? I mean, if you're putting a blame squarely and fairly on that particular person, just because you want to save some money, which you can afford to lose if you have made a mistake. If Boeing has made a mistake, they should come up and say, yes, we made a mistake, because it's a corporate, not an individual's life which is at stake and reputation at stake. That family will be devastated if this is a cover-up, right? So this is not the first time, right? I mean, this is not the first time that has happened with Boeing. I mean, this has happened before. Let's not forget what happened with Boeing's 737 MAX. Lives lost, facts buried, and only later did the truth come out. But nobody now goes back and says that, oh, sorry, that pilot was not the one who made the mistake and all those things, right? Boeing has done this before, right? Because it's a big giant corporate which is trying to make money, nothing else, playing with people's life. Who is accountable? I mean, so let's assume, okay, let's keep this particular pilot's case aside. Close to 300 people died, right? And in the future, if it comes out that no, this pilot was not responsible for it, Boeing was, the corporate, literally killed 300 people. If a person goes and kills a single person here in India or in US, it is life sentence or death sentence or whatever it is. Boeing as a corporate had killed people, these 300 people. What should be done with the corporate leadership in that scenario? Right? Correct? So this is what is happening with this particular case. I mean, I'm so devastated and so angry about this, not because of I didn't know that particular pilot. I don't know about that pilot, but this is from my personal angle, personal lens that I'm talking about, saying that, I mean, see, I also went through a terrible scenario in life for the past 4-5 years and all that stuff. What I've learned is compassion fades fast. Right? People forget about the pain when it is not their own pain, right? I mean, the guy who is sitting in Boeing, who is currently the head of that particular organization, is only thinking about himself. If this is true, right? They are not looking at saying that, okay, how can we improve ourselves? The system distance themselves from accountability when it is a threat to their balance sheet. Right? So the reason why is it not Air India coming up and defending their employee, the pilot? Because they don't know that right now. Hopefully they don't know that, but they are not defending them either. They are not denying, neither are they defending. They should at least come out and say that, like, okay, this particular scenario is what I'm not an aviation expert. I looked at the news, I heard of all these things, and I'm just giving you the realistic analysis that I could do. They can't do that analysis. They can't come out and open and say that no, this pilot didn't make a mistake. The reason because is they're shit scared, saying that if something goes wrong south, their balance sheets would be in trouble. At least come out and say that no, it could be. We do see that okay, there is a possibility that the co-pilot might have done an error, but don't start putting a blame game, right? There are people in internet and social media saying that guy had treatments to go through. He was mentally unstable and stuff like that in internet about that co-pilot. What nonsense! He has been flying for so many years. And can anybody say for sure right now that particular switch was mechanically not right? If not, then the people who are putting out these news, including I am saying Captain Steve, and including I am saying all the news agencies out there, they have no right to come out and say that this particular pilot is to be blamed unless they have a conclusive evidence, which they don't have yet. Because Government of India has already said that they don't have conclusive evidence. This is only the first report. They are still analyzing it. Right? Just to get hits in your YouTube channel or just to get some TRP rating, you cannot say this. Right? I mean that is not right. Correct? I mean that is not the right way of doing it. Right? I mean this happens. I mean I have seen this happen in real life. So that's why I wanted to put this video out. This is not a tech video again, as I said. This is more my analysis of what is happening, right? The media actually finds it easier to point fingers, right, than to dig deeper. I mean, this is a new trend that is there in India media also. There were few good channels like NDTV and all that were there. Doordarshan in the past was really good. Now it is like everything is being played on TRP, right? Money. Man, we will not take this money on your chest when you die. You will have to leave it out here. You will have to leave it out in this very world when you go. You will not take this money with you. Right? Corporates issuing template statements just because they want to keep their balance sheet safe. Man, you will one day die. When you die, it is going to be left out here. You have to go away from all this material thing that is there. All this what you're saying right now out in the media, right? But those families, the ones who lost someone on the flight, they deserve better, don't they? With the facts, what will come out from all these things, not all these things that you're talking about. But okay, I mean, let's see. Let's hope that everything is cleared out and the truth comes out. I mean, this video is more about let's see how we can actually uncover the truth in whatever way. People should not be just taking it so lightly, saying that okay, whatever is said in the media is final, right? I mean, these are basic questions that I have asked. When you are taking that stand saying that the pilot said this, but you would also then consider that stand saying that the co-pilot also said this, right? That he didn't touch the switch. It should be a two-way stuff, right? And the third factor being that when the Federal Bureau is saying that there is faulty switches, then why are you not considering that? You should consider that too, right? Did Air India cover up on that? Did Boeing cover up on that? Doesn't matter. They have to come out clean. Not blame that kid who was flying as a co-pilot. Honestly, right? Okay. So I mean, basically, from my side, I'm just saying this: if Boeing or Air India have something to answer for, the world deserves to hear it. The world has to hear it, right? Let's be very clear. You don't build safer skies by covering up your tracks. You don't build them by being brave enough to ask hard questions. You build it by that. You build it. I mean, you build it saying that, okay, see, today if Air India or Boeing comes out and say, yes, we made a fault, I'm telling you that, I mean, people will, Yes, they will have short-term consequences, but that will be clear on their conscience. That is what is important. Be clear on your conscience, right? Okay. So yeah, that's all I had. Just wanted to put this video out of frustration, if you may, right? But I would keep saying that I'm asking my viewers and my followers to view, share this, ask whether you stand for the truth or not, right? And let's not conveniently, right, just take whatever shit these people are putting across in the media and in the news channels, right? Okay. Yeah, that's all I had. This is Menon Thoughts signing off. Until we connect again, keep learning, keep caring.